Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1971 Olivetti Lettera 32 vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. This one has the original green on the body and it has a replacement cover that's the bluish color. So when I got this typewriter, it didn't have a spool cover on it, so I just used one that I had for parts and just same exact fit, just different color. Up top are the margins. You just push them down and move them like this. I'm going to set this left one on 0 and the right one about 75, is about the length of a page. And this is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. It's got a paper bail that sits on top and 2 adjustable rollers and a scale on there to tell you exactly what space you're on. So this has Spanish symbols on it with accent marks, so when you hit the accent mark, it doesn't advance the carriage. So like when you hit it, it just leaves that mark, and I'll show you why when I get to a sentence. It's got the other accent mark right below that one. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, gets you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 2, or 3 spaces. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you flip that switch down 1, it skips 2, 1 more, it skips 3. That works good. We're going to keep it on single and finish typing. And as you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line. Switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side here. You flip it all the way down and it prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. It's got a red dot, a blue dot, and a white dot. When you have it on the red, it prints bottom. When you have it on the white, it doesn't print any ink at all. It's for stenciling, for copying. If you have it on top, it prints the top portion of the ribbon. We're going to move that down to print the bottom portion of the ribbon. Absolutely beautiful. If you know anything about Olivetti 32s, it's one of the best typewriters ever made. We're going to switch that ink back to blue for black. This has Spanish symbols, so we're going to do that real quick before I show you the font. So when you hit the accent mark, let's say you want to put, I don't know, I don't speak Spanish. I'll just do gracias. G-R, accent mark, A-C-I-A-S. I don't know if that's real, but you type the accent mark and then, or you type the letter and then the accent mark, whatever. And you can just put that accent mark right on top of that letter that you wanted to type. And it's got, this is the most Spanish that I've ever had for a typewriter. It's got the upside down question mark. It's got the N with the accent. And these are the other accent marks. And it also has this, I don't know what those are for, but it's got an O with a line under it and an A with a line under it. So pretty comprehensive Spanish keyboard here. So if you just want to type English, this is not for you. This is for specific Spanish. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side here. You flip it to the front and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. You flip that back down to the right side, shift on each side and the shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. This red button here is the tab. So you hit that, and as you can see, there's no tab set, so it goes slamming to the end. You just want to always make sure you have one set in the middle somewhere, so that way next time you hit that, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end. And to set them, there's a lever on the left side here. You flip it up, and it'll set the tab wherever you are on the platen. And when you hit that red button, it'll stop at that spot. To clear it, just push it down when you're at it, like that. And now we don't have any tabs set. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep one set right there. Backspace on the right side, works great. And this blank key on the top left is the margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from typing. And if you hit that blank key, the margin release, it'll allow you to go all the way to the end. That works good. We're gonna pop this hood off from the front and it latches in from the back when you put it back on. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling to the right. To switch that direction, there's a little holder behind the spool here, and you just flip it to the opposite direction, it'll pull to the left. Same with this side. We want to keep it pulling to the right. And there's touch control on the left side here too. It doesn't have an indicator, but the farther down you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. They respond faster, but you do have to hit them harder for them to print. Farther up you go, the less tension. You don't have to hit them as hard for them to print. So we're going to latch this back on from the back first. And once you have those two latches in, snaps into the front like that. On the right side of the carriage is the carriage lock. When you flip it up, it unlocks it. When you flip it down, it will lock once you put the carriage in the middle. So when you have it in the case, it doesn't slam around, causing damage. I don't have a case for this one, so we're just gonna leave that unlocked. Carriage release on each side. Very smooth. This is about as smooth as it gets, besides possibly the Hermes 3000. Might be the only thing smoother than this. And if you push this lever all the way to the back to 0, it'll disable the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. If you put it on the 1, you get the clicks, and each one of those clicks is a half a space. Same concept when you push in this button here, it'll disable the spacing. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.